this is Dave, and today I want to give an update on where we are with the login sequence and what it's like to log in for the first time at this stage of our development. To start with, go ahead and launch your IDE and find the client properties file and see if you have a license key entry already in the client properties file. If there is one, just go ahead and delete it so that we can start with a fresh license key and the user interface will go to the first screen, the same screen the customer would see. Now go ahead and launch the application. And when it comes up, you should see it jump straight to the license key screen. So, of course, the first question is, where do I get a license key? And the answer to that is through the administrative interface that Steve has provided for us. So go ahead and go to your web browser, go to the admin interface. In fact, you can use this URL here that I'm highlighting. You want to get the list of accounts, and you can see that I've created an account for the dev team to use. It's right here. It's called OE Dev Team, and in the column under license key is a key to get started with. So I'll just go ahead and highlight that, copy it to my clipboard, and paste it down here to the notepad just to be in a more convenient place for me. Then I'm going to go back to the application and type it in. And if I manage to type all of that correctly, we should be able to go to the next screen. There we are. And on the next screen, you just need to enter an email address. For this demo, it needs to be a real email address that you can get email on, because we're going to be receiving our password authentication token through there. So I've typed in my Yahoo account, and I will go ahead and hit next. And you can see the system detects that my email hasn't been entered in the system already and asks me if I'd like to create a new account. So I OK that, and I fill out the next form. It copies my email over. I choose a password service. In this case, I just want to do a local account, so I will keep the Just Culture server. My manager is Mike, and the role that I would like to start with is manager. Can OK that, and I get a confirmation message that says my request for a new account has been sent. Now, at this point in time, we don't have all the administrative capabilities that our customer will have, so we have to do a few manual operations to enable the account. Let's go back to the admin screens and see what we can do. I've got this screen set up here, and I'll go ahead and refresh it. This is the list of users screen, and it started blank, and then when I filled out that form on the application, I got a new user partially created. So if I refresh it here, we can see my email address has been entered, and I've got a login type that says I have not been invited yet. So what we need to do now is approve the account so that I can be invited into the system, and that's going to take a couple of steps. First of all, if I hover over the edit button here, notice down in the bottom left hand corner of my browser there's the URL to the edit screen, and it has a user number embedded in it. In this case, the number is 76, and I want to note that number because I'm going to use it to enable the account. Now if I go to another one of the admin screens, this one's for Swagger, what I'd like to do is find the URL for approving the account. So I'll navigate down here to Users, and Users has a whole bunch of operations that you can do on a user, and I'll just look for a likely candidate. This one called Approve looks pretty likely. It takes a user ID, so it's probably what I'm looking for. I'll go ahead and expand that to see how it can be used. And Swagger has this little try it out button, and I'm going to take advantage of that to enable my account. Now if you remember, we go back here and take a look. I was user ID 76. So I will go in here, type in 76, click try it out. Swagger sends that URL to our server, comes back with a response. You'll notice the response code is the standard 200, which means everything went fine. So we should have an approved account at this point in time. So I will go back to the users page, and I will refresh it, and let's see if the login type changes. And there it does. I've gone from not invited to invited, so we can presume an invitation has been sent at this point in time. So let's go check that out. I'm going to go to my Yahoo email account, and we'll notice right on top of that account I've got a message from Mike. Take a look at that. It's got instructions for me to log in, and it has the magic token that I'm looking for, the password authentication code. So I'm going to highlight that and copy it into my clipboard, and now I will go back to the application. I still have my email address typed in from the time before, so I'll just go ahead and click Next. And we'll notice that the system takes us to a different screen this time because it is aware of the change of the status of the account. And it knows that we sent it a password reset, and it's waiting for the user to enter a new password. So we can go ahead and paste in our password reset token that we got from the email, and I will go ahead and type a new password into the password field. I will type the confirmation and hit the OK button. So great, it tells me my password was set and I can go use it to log in. So I will OK that. It takes me back to the starting screen again. I can just hit Next. Again, it recognizes the change in state of the user, and it knows I'm ready for a regular login now. So I will just type my password and click Login, and it takes me to the first page of the application, concluding our login process. That's all I have to show today. Thanks for listening.